Hello everyone. Today, we are here to enrich the wisdom of the mind, to awaken the life element within us, formless, clear, and pure, so that it may be freed from all suffering permanently, never to return to it, never again to wander in the cycle of birth and death. The root cause of our being born into various vessels, whether the vessel of a human, an aquatic creature, a land animal, an underground being, or a bird, is that we do not know our own pure nature. Once we come to rely on these vessels, we suffer because of them. Having a house brings suffering with the house. Having a car brings suffering with the car. Having a body brings suffering with the body. We have never truly known that we are the mind itself, the life element, formless, crystal clear, utterly pure. All along, we simply did not know the truth of our own being. We never knew our original nature, never truly knew ourself. Because of this ignorance, I set out on a journey to find the path to freedom from suffering, to be released from the endless cycle of rebirth. From childhood until I grew up, I always carried these questions in my heart. Why were we born? Why must human beings die? Why must those we love leave us? Every time a loved one passed away, why did we suffer? And how could we live without suffering? In the end, we cannot escape death ourselves. The meaning is that this body must die. The bodies of humans, of animals, all come to an end. Why must there be death? These questions circled in my heart since I was young. If we die, where do we go afterward? If this body ends and we end with it, then nothing of us remains. Would that be true? I kept asking my heart, seeking an answer, but my parents never taught me. My teachers never taught me. No one in this world ever explained it clearly. I worshipped everything. I worshipped the earth, the sky, the deities, the unseen sacred powers. Whatever they guided me to do, I followed. But still, I was not freed from suffering. I found no answer. Even the beliefs held by humanity across the world could not show the way beyond suffering. Thus I lived my life without ever knowing the answer, without knowing how one could truly be liberated from suffering. Until one day, I came to know my own mind. I saw clearly that all of us rely on the voice at all times. I saw the voice that speaks inside the mind and the voice that comes out through the mouth. Everyone depends on this voice. It is the voice that we trust and cling to, and it becomes the world we live in. It says, "This is our world." Yet in truth, what we see before us does not say anything at all. When we look at a tree, the tree never says that it is a tree. It is the inner voice that declares it. The constant stream of thought is what we become attached to. The mind has no mouth, yet it speaks. It speaks continuously inside, and when the mouth opens, it gives voice outside as well. We depend on this voice all the time. It assigns meaning and value, saying this is a tree, that is bamboo, that is teak, or that is a lemon tree. All of these are merely labels spoken by the voice. In truth, those things never say anything at all. When I turned to look back at my own body, the hand never said it was a hand. The leg never said it was a leg. Yet the voice inside, and the voice that comes out of the mouth, convince us to believe, this is a hand, this is an arm, this is a leg, this is a foot. The thoughts we cling to are what create all these things. We never realize that they are merely ideas, given meaning only by our own mind. When I saw this truth, tears flowed instantly. For everything we had trusted, everything we believed to be real, was in fact created only by thought. All the knowledge I had held since birth, believing I had parents, children, grandchildren, relatives, family ties, was all a fabrication of thought. And yet we clung to it as if it were truly real. We have had the experience of studying books, of accumulating vast knowledge, yet in truth, none of it truly exists. It is all something we created in thought. When I grasped this point, it was as if all knowledge I had ever held was crushed in the hand until it disintegrated and vanished, snatched away entirely. The certainty I once had about what I knew disappeared in an instant. What remained was only lightness, openness, as if floating freely. Tears flowed because who would ever imagine that everything in this world arises, exists, only because we think? Because we rely on the inner voice, on thought, which constantly gives meaning and value to everything. Who would understand such a thing? Never in my life had anyone taught this to me. And so, once more, tears came, together with the weight lifting away, as though I had stepped outside of the world itself. In that sudden moment of understanding, all doubt about the path beyond suffering vanished. Before this, I had tried to find the way to end suffering, to find a way not to be born again, not to suffer again. I followed every method the world prescribes, worshipping, walking, sitting, practicing austerities. I did them all, yet none of these brought freedom from suffering. Only when I came to see the voice that speaks within, the voice that can always be observed, even now as we speak, it became clear. This very voice is what assigns meaning to everything. From waking until sleeping, the voice works without pause. Why must we depend on this voice? Why let it be the one that decides? When I saw clearly that this voice is the one constructing all the stories, new knowing arose instantly, like a spark flaring up. I understood at that very moment that everything in this world comes into being only because we think it so. When we look at what is before us, say, a phone, the inner voice tells us its brand name, even though the object itself never says what it is. When we look at a wall, the voice declares it to be a house, though it is only an image appearing to awareness. The voice continues to label house, wall, plug, fan, table, bed. It gives meaning, calling this the human world, calling that animal, fish, bird, cat, dog. All of it is spoken by the voice, yet the things themselves never say anything at all. And then the voice goes further, declaring, "These are your parents." At that very moment, tears poured down. To see that even father and mother are nothing but the voice, this insight surged with overwhelming force. Even father and mother, children and grandchildren, husband and wife, relatives and family, all of these are nothing but the voice. The inner voice says, this is father, this is mother, this is child, this is husband or wife, this is home, this is car, this is land. Everything is formed by the voice. When I saw this, the truth appeared even more clearly. Even what we hold most dearly is only the voice. At that moment, new understanding arose once more. Lightness, openness. And then the essential question returned. If everything is only the voice, then where is our true being? From there, the mind turned inward, deeply attentive within. Who could possibly understand that everything in this world is only a conventional realm, a world of appearances? Before, I had never understood this at all. I never knew what convention truly meant. The world teaches that convention simply means names we assign to things. Conventionally, this is called a pen, that is called a phone, this is called a book, a table, a meal. That was all I thought convention to be. Just names, just as most people in the world understand it. But one day I saw clearly that all of this is entirely our own construction. Everything arises because we think it. We think it is there, so it appears to be. We think it is gone, so it is not. For example, When we see a phone placed on the table, we say, "Here, there is one phone." When after a while the phone is removed, we say, "Now there is no phone." When the phone is put back again, the inner voice declares once more, "There is a phone." What we call presence and absence, having and not having, are both created by the voice. Presence arises from the voice. Absence arises from the voice. To say there is voice, is thought. To say there is not is also voice, also thought. When I saw this truth, tears flowed yet again. Who would ever imagine that reality is like this? This truth has been with us all along, but no one had ever taught us. And when I saw it, all the suffering that had weighed down my life collapsed by about 25%. Only 75% remained, waiting to dissolve. It was like the mind now stood in need of wisdom to become complete, to reach its full 100. We are the mind, the life element that has no form, empty, clear, utterly pure. This pure element is so pristine that nothing can mix into it. Yet it still lacks knowledge, still awaiting completion. The mind is like a blank CD, an empty hard drive, a CPU without data. When we can fully inscribe knowledge, awakening into it, then the mind will cease its search at once. It will need nothing more. This means that when we awaken to the truth that everything outside, all the vast universe, is not us, not ourself, and when we awaken to the truth that everything inside, the mental fabrications, such as voice, images, emotions, perceptions, and memories, are not us, not ourself, but only phenomena, arising and passing away, then wisdom is complete. When it is clearly seen that none of this is us, that the voice speaking is not us speaking, and that in truth, even this voice is not a voice at all, who can see that what seems to be speaking now is not a voice, and no one is speaking? Who can see that right now no one is listening? Who can see that no self exists anywhere at all? That nothing whatsoever has true selfhood? Not even the voice being heard? Not even the speaker? If one can see this, full awakening arises instantly, 100% complete. I have no more doubts. Today, what I do is simply to declare this truth for everyone in the world to hear. I have come to speak of the mind, of the knowledge of awakening to the mind. This is a field of learning essential for all, for children and adults, for those with disabilities and those without, for women and men, across all creeds, all religions, all races, and all nations. For every one of us has this mind, this life element that is formless, clear, and utterly pure. It already exists within us all, and in truth, it is one and the same. No one can ever be separate from it. It is like the vast ocean. When a great eruption occurs, countless drops of water scatter out into different vessels, some into the vessel of a human, some into the vessel of an animal. These clear, pure drops are our lives. But once housed within a body, we mistakenly cling to the belief that this is me. We then misunderstand the body to be ourselves. We mistake the inner voice as ourselves. We mistake the mental images as ourselves. We mistake joy and sorrow, satisfaction and dissatisfaction as ourselves. We mistake memory and recollection as ourselves. Yet in truth, none of these are us. Fabrications are not us. The body is not us. What we truly are is the pure drop of water that once scattered from the ocean. But we become lost in the belief that we are the vessel encasing it. Yet on the day that one sees as I have seen, there will be immediate understanding of how liberation is possible. Each of us is but a single clear drop of water, and when the time comes for that drop to awaken, it instantly returns to the ocean. Just like a drop falling back into the sea, can it still find itself as a separate drop? number. It cannot be found anymore. It has become the ocean at once. This is the true nature of our mind. When it awakens, it becomes the ocean, one with all, indivisible. There is no longer separation between self and other, between me and them. There is no division of male or female, because the mind, the life element, is not male or female. It has no gender, no age. It is neither old nor young. The life element has no name, no family name, no father, no mother, no children, no husband or wife. Such things cannot exist within it, for the life element is the original essence, the primal element existing before all things. This element is one with the emptiness of the infinite cosmos. We are this very pure, empty element, present here before us in this very moment. It has no form. The hand cannot touch it. We are the pure, clear element, the radiant emptiness itself. Into this clarity, darkness enters and seems to cover everything. Yet clarity is not darkness. Its nature is always clear. All things exist within this clarity. Darkness dwells in the transparent emptiness, yet this emptiness never becomes darkness, for it is the original element. It is like this. Darkness is sorrow, suffering, corruption, defilement. But none of these can affect the luminous emptiness. They cannot touch the mind at all. When light begins to shine, darkness gradually fades, and brightness spreads everywhere. Yet even then, the luminous emptiness is not light either. Light may represent goodness, but emptiness is not goodness, nor is it aware of such a thing. The pure emptiness is beyond both good and evil. It is untouched by merit or sin, untouched by dark or bright, untouched by good people or bad people. It is the primal element that simply allows all fabrications to pass through and dwell within it. Material elements exist within this emptiness. The entire universe abides in this emptiness. Darkness lives here, brightness lives here. Galaxies turn and collide. Stars explode and scatter. Even the sun may collapse into a black hole, destroying countless things. All such stories, atomic explosions, nuclear fire, the destruction of worlds, all of it still exists within the clear emptiness. Yet this emptiness itself has never been anything at all. It never moves, never comes, never goes. It never arises, and it can never be destroyed. This element is the one and only reality that never changes. This is what we are, the pure element, the mind, the life element, formless, empty, utterly pure. This is the truth of what we all are, one and the same, inseparable. Yet we do not know it. I have come to know this truth, and I can declare with certainty that everyone can reach this element. And once it is reached, there is no more suffering, no more birth, no more return. We are the mind, the life element, empty, pure, and clear. Remember this. We have clung mistakenly to the belief that the body is us, when in truth the body is only a shell. It is not who we are. We are the life element, the primal essence of all things. It is formless, empty, clear, utterly pure. This original element can be compared to an avocado. Therefore, our sense of self exists on three levels. The self at the level of the peel, the self at the level of the flesh, and the self at the level of the seed. Yet we have become lost, clinging only to the peel. Some strive to find freedom from suffering, seeking to know the truth of what we really are. They practice with great effort until they realize we are the flesh of the avocado. But then they remain stuck there, unable to go further. The question is, do we dare let go? Do we dare release even the peel of the avocado? Whatever happens to the peel, let it be. But more than that, do we dare release even the flesh of the avocado? If we can, we will immediately discover that we are, in truth, the seed of the avocado. To make this clearer, let me give another analogy. Each of us is like an eyeball. The natural function of the eye is seeing, but the act of seeing is not the eye itself. This act of seeing is like the flesh of the avocado, while the eyeball itself is like the seed. The eye cannot see itself. In the same way, we cannot directly know that we are the mind, the life element. We rely only on its expressions, its functions, just as the eye relies on the act of seeing. Whoever understands this will understand everything I am explaining. When I turned against the current and awakened to the mind, there was an inner explosion, like a bomb bursting in the chest, shattering everything. The belief that we are human disintegrated completely. Even in this very moment, hearing sound does not require any deliberate mindfulness. Hearing happens by itself. Awareness knows sound through the ears, scent through the nose, sight through the eyes, taste through the tongue, touch through the body. All of this, it knows by itself. Who can see that this knowing arises on its own? And if it knows on its own, then where is our self? Whoever sees this will experience an immediate inner explosion. There is no self at all. It is like when we once believed we were the flesh of the avocado, but then saw clearly that the flesh is not us. A question arises. Then where is our true being? Once we know we are not the flesh, it is as though the flesh has been completely destroyed. And then we encounter another nature, not the flesh, but the seed of the avocado itself. When we encounter the seed, tears flow uncontrollably, for we suddenly realize, so this is what we truly are. Who would ever believe that an entire great tree, capable of bearing fruit to nourish all beings in the world, could be contained within a single small seed? I longed for liberation, for an end to rebirth, and so I sought every path of practice I could find. Yet no method brought me the answer. It was only when I turned inward, awakening within, that I saw the key, the voice that speaks. At first I simply noticed that a voice was speaking. Then came the question, who is speaking? I saw that the speaking voice is thought itself, and that thought is what creates all stories. The belief that we are human is born entirely from thought. Everything arises because we think. We rely constantly on the inner voice that assigns meaning to everything. When you hear the word parents, immediately an image of parents arises in the mind, doesn't it? But look closely. What is it? It is only a thought. The same is true for house, car, possessions. All of them are just voices and images within the mind, and not one of them is real in itself. Now ask yourself, all the knowledge you have gathered from childhood until today, what is it made of? Nothing more than thought. And when this is seen clearly, the whole stack of memories collapses in an instant. This is what is called convention, nothing but thought weaving names and stories, creating the world we believe in. In truth, there is nothing there at all. When I saw the voice, whether spoken aloud or silently within, I realized it is speaking all the time. We can test this for ourselves. Look at something, for example, a door, and a voice within will say, door. Look at a window, and the voice says, window. Look at the street, and the voice says, a person is walking past, a car is passing by. Look at a license plate, the voice says, 7K2541, though the characters on the plate say nothing at all. Look at a calendar. The inner voice says, March 2025. Today is Wednesday the 26th. Yet none of this exists in the world. There is no 26th, no Wednesday anywhere. It is only the voice declaring it, and we fall under its spell. When I saw this clearly, even just thinking of my parents, looking at their faces and silently saying in my mind, "Father, Mother," that was it. An explosion shattered everything. Who would believe that all of this is nothing but the world of thought, nothing but convention? All knowledge collapsed in an instant. Tears fell. A feeling of lightness and spaciousness arose, as if floating, released from everything through wisdom. This was the mind beginning to hold wisdom at about 25%. But this mind still seeks the full 100%. So remember this well. Our being has 3 levels. The first is the material element, the body, the physical form. It arises and passes away, lasting only a short while, merely a temporary vessel. For some creatures, the vessel lasts only a single day. For others, just 7 days. For human beings, on average, it lasts 70 or so years. Yet in truth, one could die today, even this evening. The body can perish at any moment. Never believe it must end only on some fixed day. The body of every living thing is always ready to perish. The body is only a vessel for the mind to dwell in. The reason we have a body is because the mind has no body of its own. Therefore, it must take up a temporary vessel. This means very clearly, we are not human beings. We are the pure element, formless, clear, the source of all things. When the body dies, if the mind still lacks wisdom, it immediately seeks a new body. Most often, it takes birth as an animal. The chance of being born as a human again is almost zero. It is the rarest of all. Think of how many kinds of animals exist, how many millions upon millions of them, from the largest to the smallest, on land, underground, in the air, in the water, even in space, countless forms. All minds go to dwell in these vessels. Father is a single mind taking up one vessel. Mother is another mind. A child is another. Grandchildren, great-grandchildren, grandparents. All are individual minds inhabiting vessels. Every person in this world is just one mind dwelling in a temporary body. And every creature, too, is the same. Each one a mind inhabiting its own vessel. Yet these minds cannot know what they truly are. Even we ourselves do not know what we really are. We have come to dwell in a vessel, to rely on tools called fabrications, layers that surround us, made up of thought, images, emotions, perception, and memory. This layer of fabrication is like a bubble encasing the pure, clear emptiness. In truth, we are that pure, clear essence, yet we are covered by this layer of fabrications. This is our self at the second level. The first and deepest level of who we are is the mind itself, the clear, pure life element. But because we do not know this, we become lost, mistaking the fabrications for ourselves. We believe the voice is us, that mental images are us, that joy is us, that sorrow is us. We drown in emotions, joy, sorrow, calmness, neutrality. We also drown in memory, in the sense of knowing. Even now, as hearing occurs, we believe, I know. But in truth, there is no knower. Knowing happens by itself. Observe closely. Hearing happens by itself. Smelling happens by itself. Or do not even try to observe. It is happening all the time. We simply never saw it. When we truly see and understand this, the illusion shatters completely. This is the second level of our being, the level of fabrication. The third level of our being is the outermost shell, the vessel we inhabit. We become entangled with it, assigning it value and meaning, calling it our body. These 3 layers of self are what make us mistake the body for who we are. Yet in truth, the body is not us. If we discard the body, fabrications still remain to deceive us into thinking they are us. The voice that speaks, see that it is not us, discard it. The images that arise in the mind, see they are not us, discard them. Emotions of joy, sorrow, calm, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, or indifference, none of these are us. Discard them. Memories, see, they are not us. Discard them. Even the sense of knowing that seems to recognize, see, it is not us. Discard it as well. Then where is our true being? If we see clearly that the body is not us, and fabrications are not us, what remains is the pure, clear essence, the true life element. I witnessed and awakened within, seeing clearly that this voice is what creates all stories. It gives value, gives meaning to every material thing. And as I kept attending to this inner voice, I saw more and more clearly that all emotions arise only from thought. Voice or thought itself is what assigns meaning. This is happiness, this is sorrow, this is satisfaction, dissatisfaction, calm, indifference. All of it is only thought. All emotions are merely occurrences without language, without an owner, like day and night alternating. They are simply such phenomena. There is no true day, no true night. There are only appearances arising by themselves. We are the ones who assign meaning, calling them dark or bright. In reality, these appearances never call themselves anything. They simply are as they are. That is the truth. But we rely on thought and fabrication all the time. If we only recognize that they exist on their own as they are, without clinging, without interpreting, we will see that all phenomena simply fulfill their own function. This is the release. I saw emotions functioning on their own, without needing to be called good or bad. I saw clearly that happiness and suffering are, in truth, the same. Calm and agitation are the same. Whether pleasant or unpleasant, they are one and the same. I saw clearly that these appearances have no names, no inherent identity, nothing but arising on their own. They function according to nature. So I kept attending to thought, watching the voice speaking in the mind. Whenever a thought arose, I immediately saw it, to the point that I could no longer assign meaning to anything. Whenever thought moved to assign meaning, to weave a story, I simply saw it. I saw how thought creates everything, from the moment of waking until sleep. It never stops, constantly giving meaning to emotions. But when I saw that all emotions are the same, whether joy or sorrow, I lost all concern for them. I did not cling, did not attach. I had no desire to grasp happiness, nor to push away suffering, for joy and sorrow are one and the same. Even while laughing, I saw that the sound of laughter was not me. It was just another occurrence. Irritation, joy, sadness, loneliness, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, all of them are the same. Seeing this clearly, the heart no longer clings. From this, a deeper understanding arose. This was wisdom at 50%. I felt light and spacious, watching thoughts as they came and went. Whatever thought appeared, it was understood that, in truth, thought is what assigns meaning to everything. Good and evil are only thought. Merit and sin are only thought. True and false, right and wrong, male and female, high and low, black and white, dark and bright. All of them are things created by thought. I saw thoughts at work constantly, from waking until sleep. Even in sleep, I could see it as thought. This was wisdom at 75%. The clarity deepened until no doubts remained. Yet still, it was not the end. There remained a heaviness, because there still seemed to be a me that was watching, a me that was knowing the voice as it appeared. Even without trying, there was always knowing, like two things present, one knower and one thinker, taking turns endlessly. I no longer doubted, because I saw this continuously, even in sleep. Though the body slept, The mind did not. Thought was working throughout the night. One day I saw even more deeply. The language in thought was not truly language, but only subtle ripples, tiny pulses flickering inside. At first I saw the inner voice as clear sentences, but looking deeper, I saw thought as only short bursts, like the word go appearing and then vanishing at once, or the word can arising and then bursting, boom, or as a sentence was about to begin, like why is it like this? Suddenly it shattered, thump. I saw thought exploding word by word, continuously, pop, 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 bursting without end, until nothing remained, not words, not language, only subtle ripples, bursting in a continuous stream inside. These occurrences were incredibly fast, like electric shocks, flickering inside the mind all day and all night. Even in deep sleep, the mind was still spinning, as though it worked on without pause, 7 days and nights. One night, though I had slept fully, I suddenly woke up in the middle of the night. My eyes were closed, yet I saw the inner ripples clearly, aware the whole time. It felt like explosions inside the chest, so much that I couldn't help but ask, "What is all this?" At that time, I did not yet know what it was, only that it was exploding endlessly. It was the awareness of fabrication, the interplay between the knower and the maker of thought. I simply lay there watching, and then suddenly, there was an explosion. It was as if someone hurled a bomb into my chest, and boom, the body shattered into pieces. The certainty I once had, that we are human, exploded and dissolved. The knower shattered. The maker of thoughts shattered. Everything broke apart. Then light, brilliant, dazzling light, illuminated the entire cosmos. Clear, pure, indescribably wondrous. All thought vanished. The self vanished. What remained was only the knowing of a life that has no form, pure, transparent, merging with the whole universe. We are this element, this clear, pure essence. Who would have imagined that reality is like this? And in that moment of realization, it was known without doubt. There will be no more births. What could be born? There is nothing left to be born. What remains is only the radiant, pure emptiness. After that, understanding poured forth like a flood. I knew completely how we have wandered through endless cycles of birth and death. I saw the countless forms we have taken. It is infinite. We have inhabited vessels beyond measure, devouring and being devoured, dying and taking up new vessels again and again. We clung to the identities of aquatic creatures, land animals, birds, beings underground, humans. We have had millions of fathers, millions of mothers, millions of children, grandchildren, relatives, families. We have been wealthy beyond measure countless times, and destitute countless times. We have tasted the heights of joy countless times, and the depths of suffering countless millions of times. If all the bones from our births and deaths were gathered together, they would tower higher than the mountains of this world. The mountains of the entire earth would not equal the height of our bones. We have been everything, every type of creature. Even the dinosaurs, we too have been. We have been female, male, pregnant thousands of times, giving birth to uncountable offspring. We have dwelled in every kind of vessel. We have been born only to die, again and again, always in vain. Such profound ignorance, because the mind was bound up in delusion. Who would ever have known that in truth we are the pure element, yet lacking wisdom? We did not know ourselves as the pure element. But on the day I awakened, realizing directly that I am this pure element, and saw clearly, there will be no more birth. Everything was finished. Nothing remained to be born, because what was left was only radiant, pure emptiness. It is just as I am telling you now, the voice that seems to be speaking. This is not truly a voice. There is no me speaking, no one knowing. There is only nature functioning on its own, and no language can describe what it is. It is simply nature. Observe carefully the voice speaking inside your mind. You will see that it is not truly a voice, but only subtle ripples within the mind. Try this. Listen closely as my voice strikes the mind right now. Hold firmly to that sound, then look inward. You will feel that the sound is resonating at the very center of the mind. There is the awareness that is knowing the sound, present in the mind. It is as if the mind were located at the center of the chest. In truth, the mind has no form, no fixed place. Yet to speak with human beings, we must rely on language. I use language only to help you understand. But in reality, what is happening is not speech. It is a direct transmission from mind to mind. My mind is transmitting to your mind. It is an absorption, a resonance. It is like this. If I am one mass of pure element, then all of you are also masses of pure element. But your pure element still lacks wisdom. Therefore, what I am doing now is radiating pure energy outward, and you are absorbing it. Therefore, hold firmly to this stream of sound and let it flow down into the mind at the center of your chest. This is transmission from mind to mind. In truth, there are no conventional words being spoken here, yet we believe them to be words, believe them to be sound. Observe carefully. The sound I am speaking right now is resonating at the center of your mind, at the very heart within. Deep inside, there is a natural knowing continuously aware of the sound. Notice this. Your mind has no form. It is only clear emptiness at the center of the chest. But within that emptiness, there is a subtle vibration of sound. And within that same emptiness, there is awareness arising, aware of the sound. Can you see that it is knowing all by itself, continuously? When the sound ends, there is only emptiness. When words arise, awareness knows. When words stop, there is emptiness again. Knowing emptiness, knowing emptiness. Such is the rhythm, depending on the sounds that strike. Awareness and the object of awareness arise together and vanish together in that emptiness. Observe carefully. It knows by itself. There is no need to force, no need to fix the gaze, no need to concentrate. Simply notice, simply glance. Do not expect to gain anything. The point is only understanding. To understand with the heart, to truly grasp it, until realization dawns. Ah, it knows by itself. Then where is our self? In that very moment, an explosion bursts forth. Such understanding removes all doubt. Tears fall unrestrained. Oh, there is no me at all. Then where is this self we clung to? What are we searching for in this world? Everything we once held as us is utterly destroyed. All the suffering we carried through life dissolves completely, leaving only lightness, spaciousness, the clear emptiness, merging with the whole cosmos. This is what I ask you to observe. Nothing more than this. Notice carefully. The sound now resonating at the center of the mind has no form. Look closely into each word that strikes you. You will see that awareness is only performing its function in that moment. When sound arises, awareness arises. When sound ceases, awareness ceases as well. This means that if we look deeply into the knower itself, we see that the knower has no form. It knows within emptiness. It is merely the occurrence of knowing, a subtle ripple. Even this very sound is only a ripple, without form. Look into the sound, you find no form. Look into the knowing, you find no form. Then we may ask, where is our self? Why do we cling to these things? It is like this. We are the I itself. Because there is an I, the phenomenon of seeing occurs. Yet we do not know that we are the eye. Instead, we depend upon the act of seeing. We become caught up with the things seen. All the images before us, people, animals, trees, mountains, the world, the stars, earth, water, fire, the entire cosmos. These are only images, only objects of perception. They are not us, not ours. Whoever understands this, rejoice, for the truth is revealed. We live by means of the eye, but never realize that we ourselves are the eye. Instead, we rely on seeing, and then seek the eye among the objects of sight. We look for it in trees, in water, in fire, in earth. We believe our eyes must be found in such things. We search for it in villages, in cities, in the world, but it is never found. We must understand that everything seen is only an image, only an external object of perception. Do not seek the eye in what is external. Many practitioners wish to be free from suffering, not to be reborn again. So they take the body as their focus, performing countless methods in the hope of finding the answer. But remember this: if we are the eye, then the act of seeing is only the function that bridges the eye and the image. To search for the eye in earth, water, wind, fire, forests, mountains, or in silent solitude will never succeed. For those things are only what is seen, only material phenomena. If one has even a little wisdom, they begin to turn inward and ask, wait, who is it that is seeing right now? Then understanding dawns that everything seen is only an image, only an object of perception. If a sage were to say, everything is only an image, we would immediately grasp the point. Do not search for the eye in those images. Instead, turn back to yourself. The truth lies within. Look into that which makes seeing possible, the very act of seeing itself. This act of seeing is what leads us to search for the eye in external things. But here comes the question. Within this act of seeing that is happening right now, where exactly is the eye? We try to observe this act of seeing that is present, and the question arises, where are our eyes really? Is this act of seeing our eyes? Looking closely, we find this act of seeing has no form at all. If it truly were the eyes, why can we not find the eyes themselves? The act of seeing is only an occurrence. How could it be our eyes? And if we wanted to know where our eyes are, who could we ask? Yet even so, we know with certainty that the act of seeing is here, always present. Then another question arises. What then is this act of seeing? We still do not understand. We do not know where our true being is. We do not know, in fact, where our eyes truly are. So we go to ask the wisest sage, and the sage replies, we are the primal element. The act of seeing arises from the primal element. The act of seeing is only an occurrence. We are the primal element that gives rise to seeing. Hearing this, wonder arises. How does the sage know that we are the primal element? Ah, so this act of seeing arises from us? From the primal element that is truly us? So we are the eyes? If so, then the one who creates seeing must be us. But when we turn inward to observe again, it becomes clear. The act of seeing is certainly not us. When this is seen clearly, the act can be let go of. The first step is to release the images themselves, whether earth, water, fire, air, trees, houses, cities, forests, or even serene retreats. None of them matter. Instead, turn to look at the act itself. This act can always be seen. We know it is with us at all times. Whether we walk, sit, eat, or bathe, the act of seeing is always here. And yet, the question still remains, what exactly are we? We cannot find ourselves. We only know that the act of seeing is always with us. Wherever we are, in any place, the act of seeing is present. It does not require forests or solitude. And still, we have not awakened. Until the sage came and said once more, "The act of seeing arises from the eye itself. That is your true being, the primal element. Seeing is only the result that comes from the eye." When I heard this, I understood. The act of seeing truly comes from the eye, and we are the one who gives rise to it. The act of seeing itself is not us. Therefore, it can be released. It no longer matters what is seen or how it appears. There is no more interest in the act itself. Instead, attention turns to the primal element. Then comes the realization. We are the I. We are this very one. The I cannot see itself, yet it knows it is there. It knows this only when the act of seeing is released, when we no longer cling to it. Once we let go of attachment to seeing, we step back and recognize clearly, that very one is what I am. The I may not see itself, but it knows it is the I. Our minds are the same. We are the true life element, the formless element, empty, radiant, pure, unmoving. It does not come or go. It does not arise or cease. It cannot be destroyed. It exists beyond time and distance, beyond form or body, untouched even by the slightest trace of fabrication. That is the true primal element. Yet all along we have depended on occurrences, just as the eye depends on the act of seeing. We depend on the occurrence of voice, the voice speaking inside the mind, the thoughts that arise continually. We rely on thought. We rely on voice, though voice is only another occurrence. We have clung to this voice for so long. We depend on the occurrence of mental images. We depend on the occurrence of emotions. We crave pleasant emotions, and we resist unpleasant ones. Yet in truth, pleasant and unpleasant are the same. Voice, image, emotion, they are all the same. Even memory is only another occurrence. Knowing that is happening right now, hearing sound, smelling scents, tasting flavors, touching sensations, all of this too is merely occurrences performing their own function. Look closely, and you will see that all these occurrences know by themselves. Hearing happens by itself. There is no us doing anything at all. Then the question arises, where is our true self? Whoever sees this has reached the end, because everything described, awareness, emotions, mental images, memory, voice, all of them are just occurrences. The knower is an occurrence. Emotions are occurrences. Images are occurrences. Memory is an occurrence. Voice is an occurrence. Whoever sees that these are nothing but occurrences, arising from the primal element, and can lay them down, immediately becomes free. I saw clearly the voice that speaks, without clinging to it even the slightest bit. I saw it so deeply that it became clear. This is not a voice. And this clarity remained at all times. No more births. Not even a single new moment of clinging arises. Birth means the mind grasping onto voice, onto image, onto emotion, onto awareness, clinging to them as me. That very grasping is birth. But the awakened mind no longer grasps, no longer gives birth. However much it tries, it cannot. Even now, as I am speaking, there is no sense of myself as the speaker, no sense of being a person, no sense of this is a voice, no sense of I speak, I listen, I hear. Everything that is known right now is simply nature functioning by itself. There is no me. And when there is no me, the world also is not. There is not even a world. There is only clear, pure emptiness, merged as one with all things, ever present. We are this pure element in truth. All that is needed is simply, do not cling to occurrences. Let them arise and vanish on their own. It is simple to observe. Just watch the voice inside the mind. It speaks on its own. It is only an occurrence. This speaking voice is like a ripple of energy, quivering in emptiness and then dissolving. Voice arises on its own and vanishes on its own. Images arise and vanish on their own. Emotions, whether satisfaction, dissatisfaction, calm, agitation, or neutrality, all arise and dissolve by themselves. Memory arises and dissolves. Awareness itself knows on its own and dissolves by itself. There is nothing that is us, nothing that is ours. The time has come. We can go home now. Do not cling to anything further. That alone will end birth. That is how we awaken to the mind and realize that in truth we are the pure element, the element that is nothing at all, completely pure. This is the truth. Let go of all old knowledge. Simply listen to these teachings and follow them. Hold to the voice. Observe within carefully. Who is it that knows? Who is it that thinks? Look closely and you will see there is no us at all. May each and every one of you awaken to this truth swiftly and suddenly. May all of you be free. If you're interested in these teachings on awakening, mind observation, and transcending suffering through wisdom, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights in the comments, provide productive feedback, and if you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.